$1,000 XRP Math. Now, I was going to try to find a way to include the aliens in today's title just to make it extra crazy and ridiculous, but I thought that might be a little too much. But apparently the aliens are coming. I think that the intergalactic reserve currency of their choice is going to be XRP, but I'll let you guys let me know in the comments down below. But in today's video, I am going to be showing you the math behind what it will take for XRP to hit $100 and $1,000 in my opinion. Using conservative assumptions and simple math, I'm happy to hear anybody refute my speculation, contradict with your own speculation, opinions. Just comment down below. Make sure you engage with the video. If you like it, if you don't like it, just let us know how you feel, and we appreciate your support. Let's get right on into the update. Hope everybody's having a good one out there. Now, I got to give a shout out here. ZBCN is not done, and I told you guys it wasn't done. When we originally did our deep dive on it, our targets were half a penny to a penny. That's exactly where it did. Not only did it soar past half a penny, it went all the way up to 3/4 of a penny. And so it blew past our first targets and it pulled back here. A lot of people were calling this one done, dead, scam, everything under the, everything that they could throw at this thing. And we said, nope. We actually called for these targets to the downside. And I mentioned that I was considering picking some back up. I did not. And now I'm kicking myself because look at this epic bounce on ZBCN, back up over 134% plus on that swing if you were able to scoop up that dip. And that's where I said it was going to go to a quarter penny, 0.003 to 0.0025. And that's exactly what it did before doubling up here once again. And I don't think that this one is done. So shout out to everybody that made money on ZBCN. It was one of our best plays for our community. And I'm very happy to see that folks are back in profit on that one. Now, the upside targets on XRP for me remain the same. It's $7 to $15. And so you can debate, anywhere in between. It's 121% to 377% upside, $7 to $15 XRP by September 7th. Now, let's zoom in on the price action because it has folks a little bit worried. But this is what market makers do. Remember how we were feeling at the end of June when everybody was saying this is the end of the bull run? XRP had lost $2. This is the end. Bull run's over. Pack it in, right? Same thing that people were saying about ZBCN, same thing people were saying about XRP, right? The usual suspects calling it a scam, saying that was it. You should have sold over $3. And then what happens next? The market makers pump it harder and faster than we anticipated. Well, and we were anticipating coming into this time frame and this target, so we were ready for it. It just happened even faster than I had expected. But then what happens is it prints a new all-time high. It consolidates above 340, 350, and then the market makers sucker everybody into going long right before they liquidate it for a 19% drop. And once again, everybody says, oh, bear market's over. We're going back to $2. This is the end. XRP YouTubers like Zach suck. And if that's how you feel, just make sure you comment it down below and let us know how you really feel about it, okay? And so what happens here is now we're getting everybody's going to start going short. And this is what the market makers do. We closed off the weekly above $3.21. That was the confirmation. Now, we closed off yesterday at, what was that, 314? Red day. Today, we get a little bit more red. We went down to 308 this morning. And so what's everybody going to start doing? Selling off their XRP, going short XRP. And so just like they lure in everybody to go long, now they're going to lure in everybody to go short. The XRP full-time fudsters are so excited they get to have their little moment. Right before we go print another new all-time high, and XRP is absolutely on its way to that new all-time high, and my targets remain the same, $7 to $15 by September 7th. Those are targets in a time frame backed by real analysis. Go watch my other videos if you need the full breakdown. And I'm still holding to a $20 to $30 XRP top for this cycle, which could be by the end of this year, maybe into next year. But I think that we have a $20 to $30 XRP within the next year for sure. Okay? And we're going to talk about $100 and $1,000 XRP later in this video. So if my targets of 7 to 15 and 20 to 30 trigger you, you might need to tune out of this video now because we're going to be talking about 3 and 4 digits by the end of this episode. Stay tuned for more. And this is why I'm excited about this moment, guys. Typically, when something is expected like we're going to get tomorrow, the President's Working Group on Digital Assets has their feasibility study done, and you're going to see XRP get mentioned. That's 100% going to happen. It's just a matter of how bullish is it going to be. They're going to be releasing this feasibility report tomorrow. But typically what we'll see is buy the rumor, sell the news, where a pump leading up into the event and then a sell-off. But what we're seeing right now is a bleeding out, is a shakeout leading up to Jerome Powell giving us the update on interest rates and the working group for the president releasing their feasibility study on a digital asset strategic stockpile. Bo Hines put out the tweet on July 23rd saying that the president's working group on digital assets has completed the 100-day report. It will be released publicly on July 30th. America is now leading the way on digital asset policy. So this drops tomorrow. It's going to be a feasibility study on the Bitcoin strategic reserve and on the crypto national stockpile, or whatever the term is for the other coins. We don't treat XRP like an altcoin, but some people do. But we're going to see in the feasibility study just how bullish or bearish or how feasible it would be to include XRP, Solana, Cardano, and maybe even others in that strategic stockpile. Okay? So this is what I like to see right now, is that the market makers are pushing everything down, pushing fear, making everybody go short, making everybody sell off, right before we got nothing but bullish catalysts for XRP tomorrow and all the way taking us into September, all the way through Q3, ETFs going live, SEC dropping the appeal, bang, bang, bang. It's all bullish catalyst in front of us. It's all tailwinds behind us, pushing us higher for XRP. Market makers playing around in the meantime to fool the new people and shake out those with the weak hands. But we are going mainstream. The XRP viral content continues to spread, and it is our good friend Sal Gaberte from Tucrium, who I had the absolute honor and pleasure of interviewing at XRP Las Vegas. Here he is on CNBC. Note what he has to say about the XRP army. Here we go.
Joining me now is Sal Gilberti, the president and CEO of Tucrium Trading. This is an interesting development. You're one of the firms out there that runs a slate of ETFs, but one of them is a levered fund tied to the value of a big cryptocurrency, and that's XRP. Just what can you tell us about how much investor interest there is in XRP and, of course, a levered instrument to it?
Well, thank you, Dom. There's enormous interest in XRP. They call it the XRP Army, and I realize they call it that for a reason. We launched this fund. It'll be 16 weeks tomorrow, and the money that's come in is quite extraordinary. Hundreds of millions of dollars have come in. It is our most successful fund. We're 16 years old today when I incorporated the company, coincidentally, and we've never seen a response like that.
How did
Never seen a response like that. Their most successful ETF ever. And he goes on to talk about how bullish he is on Ripple and XRP. Now, the only question that remains is, what XRP family hat am I going to have to send Sal Gaberte? Huh? Guys, check it out. We're live with some more hats on the XRP family shop. It's linked up down below, ZachRector.com. Just hit the shop tab right up here. And so we got the leather patch coming in on the Flex Fits. We have it on the Richardson. We also got the Trump XRP now in on the Flex Fits as well. So take a look at it. Which one should we send Sal? Let me know in the comments down below. Take a look at it. And he's not the only one getting bullish on XRP. Now we got Dom Kwok and Phil, the brothers, who are also at XRP Las Vegas, who are onboarding literally tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of developers to the XRP ledger. Now, these builders and developers, they said, we shouldn't be talking about crazy XRP prices. We shouldn't be speculating. We just need to worship the builders in this space, right? And you crazy speculators are bad for the space, right? That doesn't seem to be how Dom and the brother Phil there are approaching XRP and how they are representing XRP. And I just got to say that I love to see it. Here it is, Dom Kwok and Phil, Easy A app on, this is Market Movers, opening bell. Here you go.
And I think it's the first time I'll say it, but I think XRP is heading to $1,000 by 2030. So for me, it's a super important project, and actually probably one of the most important projects out there at the moment.
Now sound the alarms. I want to hear that siren going. The crypto police are going to be swarming, and they better bring in reinforcements, because this isn't a crazy YouTuber. Oh no, this is a builder onboarding tens and hundreds of thousands of developers to the XRP ledger. How dare he talk about $1,000 XRP? Somebody shut him down now. You know, it just is hilarious to me, because we've been called crazy. People said that we should be institutionalized. There's been very active campaigns to actually shut down people like me and others for talking about XRP even going to double digits, let alone $1,000, you know? But we talk about XRP going to $20-$30 this cycle, and people think that I need to be deplatformed. Well, they're in trouble now, because people are starting to catch wind. And guess what? Now I'm quantifying it. Now I'm providing real analysis to back some of these numbers up. And I'm not saying that it's going to $1,000. I have always said that I'm not willing to rule out high prices of XRP, because it was a mistake to say that Bitcoin can never go to 100, 1,000, or $100,000 like it's at right now, right? And so I'm not willing to rule out. I'm not willing to say it's impossible. I just, am not holding on to $1,000 XRP this year or next year even, but down the road, could we see it? Sure. And what I like to do now is provide you guys the real math. I mean, my speculative math based off of conservative assumptions and just keeping things simple on what it would take to actually get there. Is it possible? Let's just answer that question first. Is it possible for XRP to go to $1,000? Now, this cues up the opportunity for the haters and the people that are upset in the comments to comment down below and say, no, it's not possible. You suck, Zach. Please comment that down below. And I would like you to smash it too for me before you check out of the video. Please smash it, thumbs down, and drop your comment down below. Thank you very much. Let's cover the math. Is it possible? Here are the inflows needed for $100 and $1,000 XRP. In this example, in both of these examples, I am using market cap multipliers of 100 and 500. If you don't know what the market cap multiplier is, it doesn't just relate to XRP, but go into your search bar and look up XRP market cap myth exposed, XRP multiplier. Go look up some of the other videos that I've done, whiteboard sessions and others, breaking down what the multiplier is. Essentially what the multiplier is it shows us here time and time again that it is not a one-to-one ratio inflows versus market cap growth, meaning that for XRP's market cap to grow to $1 trillion, or in the case of a $100 XRP, assuming 59 billion circulating supply, that's a $5.9 trillion market cap at $100. It's a $59 trillion market cap at $1,000. And so the average person from traditional finance, or if you're listening to other doofus morons spreading crypto content that say that it's impossible, they would say that for XRP to reach $1,000 and have a market cap of 59 trillion, that we would need to see 59 trillion of net inflows into XRP. And that's just not true. It's not even close. What I've been tracking with this multiplier is the order book, the inflows and the outflows. And as it relates to market cap growth or the decrease in the market cap, right, on days when it's red, I've seen market cap multipliers on red days where money was taken out, market cap went down, and the multiplier on those days was 600, 700, 900x multiplier. And what that means is that for every dollar that was coming out, the market cap was dropping by 900. But on the flip side, on days where it's positive, for example, the day that President Trump put out the tweet saying that XRP was going to be in the crypto stockpile, I forget what the exact multiplier was on that day, but I believe it was over 500. It was over 500. And so what this means is that it's not a one-to-one ratio. For XRP to achieve these market caps of 5 trillion, we do not need 5 trillion to come in. It's far less. And so in these examples, I'm using 100 and 500. Take a look. So for a $100 XRP to be achieved using a market cap multiplier of 500, we would only need about 11 billion of inflows. Using a multiplier of 100, which is more conservative, we would need 58 billion of net inflows. Now I'm going to stop right there. JP Morgan's predicting 4 to 8 billion of inflows into XRP ETFs year one. So to think that 11 billion's out of the realm of possibility, please take that up with JP Morgan, because we're not far off. We're not far off at all. And we also need to distinguish between inflows and net inflows. Net inflows accounts for the money coming out. So yes, there's going to be money coming in. There's also going to be money coming out. That net, right? It's like your P&L, your cash flow statement. You got money coming in, you got money coming out. What's your profit and loss? What's that real number? What's your cash flow? And that's what net flow is. So we need to see net flows of 11 to about 58.9 billion. And I wish I was making up the math, but it is 589. It is 58.9 from where we stand today to reach those market caps. And the math does check out. I wish I was making that up, but it just fits perfectly for the 589 Riddlers out there. So for $100 XRP, I think that we're going to need 11 to 58 billion in net inflows. And I'll take it even more conservative. If you want to use a multiplier of only 50, then you would double that larger number. So 58 billion of inflows. If you say that's too aggressive, that's too bullish, let's run with a 50x multiplier. That's reasonable. You still only need a little over 100 billion in net inflows into XRP. And JP Morgan's predicting 4 to 8 billion. We're already seeing tens of billions coming into the Ethereum and the Bitcoin ETFs. So it's absolutely in the realm of possibility. So if you ask me, is $100 XRP possible? I would tell you it's inevitable. I'm not going to give you a date. I'm going to tell you it's inevitable, though. I've always believed in it. Now let's go to $1,000. $1,000 XRP. Well, basically you just add a factor of 100, right? Or a factor of 10, I should say, right? Because we're going from 100 to 1,000, so we just add a factor of 10. So for $1,000 XRP, 500x multiplier, you're only looking at 118 billion of inflows. For 100x multiplier, you're looking at 589 billion. And the actual math is actually 590 billion, but I did a little rounding there to 589 just for the memes, just for the Riddlers, and just to trigger those that need to be triggered in the comments down below. Okay? But for $1,000 XRP, in my opinion, we would need to see net inflows to the tune of 118 to $589 billion. Is it impossible? No. Does it happen this year? I don't think so. Next year? No. I think it's going to take some time, right? But I definitely think it's possible. It's not impossible. And even if you want to run more conservative, 100x multiplier is too aggressive. Right. And I even used the 500x in this example for that. Some of you guys, that's too aggressive. Okay, let's go back to 100. And I will say that from what I've been tracking, the average that I'm seeing is over 100. It's between about 100 and 200x on the multiplier for XRP is what I'm tracking right now. And it's just what's the main factor that changes this multiplier? It's determined by how aggressive the buying is. So when these ETFs go live, I think that it's going to be very aggressive. There's going to be a lot of money flowing into these ETFs. So I think that we would be more on the more aggressive multiplier when the ETFs first launch. And this is being backed by ETF experts who are suggesting that the XRP ETFs are going to see more in inflows than the Solana ETFs. So this isn't just coming from me. This is from ETF experts who are in the business. But 500x is too aggressive. So I gave you the example of 100x. So 100x multiplier, we would need 589 billion. If that's too aggressive for you, let's go more conservative. I like staying conservative. So for a 50x multiplier, you would just double that. And so you'd be at a little over $1 trillion of inflows into this asset. Is it impossible? No, absolutely not. How soon can it happen? I will let you guys answer that in the comments down below. All I want to do here is show you guys real math, real analysis. You can play around with this formula. You can play around with this math and the assumptions that I'm making. I like to err on the side of caution, being conservative. And then let's be pleasantly surprised when it does go to $1,000 this year, next year, or by 2030. But is $100 XRP possible? Absolutely. I think it's inevitable. Is $1,000 XRP possible? Absolutely. Is it inevitable? I'm not going to go that far, but I'm here for the ride. And I got a big bag of XRP. So either way this goes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Stick with us on this journey. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell. All of our community resources are available at ZachRector.com. And like I said, we got all these new hats available for you guys. Go check them out. And we appreciate your support. We'll be back live tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern for the full live show. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.